Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and many blessings. Greetings. What's up? Magic LaCroix here. Hopefully y'all are having a great day. Um, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Today is Thursday, the day of Jupiter, day of abundance and prosperity. And hopefully you've had a great week as we head on down to the weekend. It is a blazing hot day here in Texas. Let me tell you, it is like 95 degrees today. For about the last month, it's been a whole bunch of clouds and rain. No more. I think this heat is here to stay. But that such is Texas, though. You know what I'm saying? I just came back from my garage, and coincidentally, that's the same place where all my altars are. Well, most of them. So if I got to do work, and which I normally do, so sad, too bad. I have to go out there. You know what I mean? But again, hopefully y'all are having a great day. This is life in Texas, y'all. It's life in Texas. It happens. You see what I'm saying? All right. So what's going on? Um, what's never going on? You know what I'm saying? This is the internet. This is uh the age of social media where stuff is always happening. What's up, Empress KK? How you doing? What's up, Sharon? Sharon, I messaged you yesterday. I don't think you got it though. Hopefully everything's okay with you. Um, you know, like I said, this is the era of social media and the internet, and something's always happening. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'm constantly saying to y'all, do your meditations, do your spiritual cleansing, aura cleansing, some kind of spirituality, do mantras, something easy. You know what I mean? Take breaks from social media, y'all. Seriously, take breaks because I've found myself being aggravated after being on Facebook all day, just scrolling. I don't even have to participate, just scrolling and just looking at the dumbness, the ignorance, the racism. You know what I mean? Um, let's start it off with this though. Peace, brother Caribbean Grimoire. Again, thank you, Caribbean Grimoire, for the Holy Guardian Angel Grimoire. Relaxing at home, that's what's up. What's going on, Tosh? You're driving? Be careful, please. Friend of mine that I bowled with just got into a car accident. Someone just jumped in front. They do that a lot here in Texas. I still haven't figured out why. People just don't care. You know what I mean? Particularly in the Austin area, just people just will jump in front of you with no regards to anybody, but them getting where they need to go. You know, I want to say a lot of this is due to the jab. I mean, it is what it is. We knew all this craziness was going to happen. We knew it. You know what I mean? Um, but tell me what y'all think of this. I mean, this is really something to think about here.
Hear me out. Cauliflower is albino broccoli. Fruit Loops are LGBTQ Cheerios. Pork chops are steaks, but from the hood. And Gatorade is a hood nigga. Kool-Aid is his cousin that sell dope. And Powerade is their cousin that only comes to the hood for summers to stay at Granny House. Don't argue. It makes sense.
I just wanted to start the live off with that. Wow. I don't even know what to think of that. And I just got another one. I haven't looked at this yet, but let's look at it together. Just got this.
What the?
Yo,
Yo, he's wildin'. Y'all be getting girls?
Hell yeah, I got like 6 of them on my phone.
What y'all be talking about? Like Elmo and shit?
Nah,
What y'all be
like I
talking
said, Elmo. She come over, you know what time?
What that mean?
Clapping those cheeks. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I just risked one over there. I just risked one. Oh yeah, this niblet right here. He fucking done my shit.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. 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 He about to get it. Oh. Yo, they wildin'! Alright, break it up. Yo!
So I did him.
So you really want
That
that?
nigga dirty. That nigga mad shit.
What happened?
Where to my dads?
Yo! Nah, it's all.
What the?
Yo!
Dora pause. He recording this like it's funny. It's not funny, man. It's not fucking funny. None of that is funny. You know what I mean? It's not funny. You have bronchitis. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. I hope you get better. I did that for years. Facebook and IG detox. Happy I did it. Hey, princess. I know. I was going to ask you and your brother if we all was coming back to social media. And yeah, my daughter's here and she said, so no social media has been the best move for her. She seems happy. The family is happy. Stay off it. Aloha, ma chérie. How are you? Bobby L, peace and blessings. Who the fuck raising these boys? And you know what I'm saying? Every time. It's like every live, I got a clip showing y'all of them corrupting the youth. Peace, brother Kunami. What's going on? Every live. I had one the last live. Remember what I'm saying? They walk around like this shit is not, it's funny. It's not funny. You're not letting these kids be kids, or I'm sorry, not letting these children be children. You know what I mean? It's disturbing. You know, all I can think about is that little boy on Belly that was talking to Nas on the bench early in the morning. He's slinging rocks. You know what I mean? It's it's just not funny, man. Ugh. What else is there what else is there to say? I don't know if there's saving this particular generation. I don't know. You know, I don't have the answer to that. But I'm constantly seeing fucked up shit like I just saw. Parents that think that's cute need parenting classes. Do better. How about that, princess? How about it? It's just not funny, man. This shit is not funny. Anyway, what's going on in the news? Um, so what's going on live? If y'all have not seen it or you're not aware, um, with a real men at, I swear men ain't men anymore. I said the same thing. I did a live about 2 weeks ago that said men aren't men anymore. You know, when I was growing up, men always have happen to have helpful advice, or they'll step in if they see you fucking up doing something wrong. You know what I mean? But the way current society is, nah, they've made it where nobody wants to correct anyone else's child for fear of repercussions. See what I'm saying? So the only reason I stay on social media is for business purposes and keep in touch with family back at home, you know. But if it wasn't for business purposes, I would not be on there. You know, I would just be in my own little bubble like I already am. But um, so anyway, um, you know, racism hasn't gone anywhere. Y'all know that, right? And remember, I always say that the only thing that these people respect is power. You see what I'm saying? Um, there's a clip that's going around showing. Well, let me show you. Let me just show you. You see for yourself. The OGs back then didn't play that shit like at all. Exactly. They did not play that, you know. But check this out. This happened. I think 2 days ago.
Push is a superintendent because he didn't want the superintendent to touch his daughter's hand at the graduation. Check this video out.
Oh, excuse me. Where's Brendan?
You better get up off
Where's
me,
Brendan?
man.
Where's Brendan?
Get away from me, bro.
No, don't.
Hey, no, hey, you need to get, hey,
Walk away. Get off.
You gotta go. I will get off. Out right now. I don't care. Get off the stage right now.
That way, Michael. No. Where's Brendan? Who's that?
Brendan's
Okay. Who's up? All right, let's keep going with these great grads.
We have an update. As you've seen, a parent walked on stage and pushed Boo superintendent out of the way to keep him from shaking his child's hand at a graduation ceremony. The parent was then removed from school property by the police and charged with disorderly conduct. Well, the superintendent, Rainey Briggs, filed for a restraining order against the father, Matthew Eddy. Eddy is to have no contact with Briggs outside their hearing June 14th. What do you think about this?
Our sister
That's all I wanted y'all to see. So, alive and well, y'all. I mean, what else is there to say? You know what I mean? They could have taught these children to compete at speed chess. Instead, they have them slapping each other around, which speaks to their level. Exactly. Not only do we have to deal with our own ignorance, we got to deal with ignorance from everybody else too. You know what I'm saying? The story is that he didn't want the superintendent to shake his daughter's hand because of how the superintendent handled his daughter's complaints of bullying. That was the story that he gave. Okay. Yet and still, if you know the hierarchy, the superintendent is the top boss. What about the principal and, guidance counselors, the people that come before the superintendent? He only goes for the melanated man on stage. You see what I'm saying? In hindsight and playing devil's advocate, not sure if I'm doing that, but this happened in Wyoming. Okay? This happened in Wyoming, where a couple years ago, this photo happened. Let me show you this picture. This photo happened from a graduating class. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? They're giving the Nazi salute. Okay? Nazi salute. All right? So, what do you think? You think it was a racist act, or, he felt real comfortable getting up on that stage and putting his hands on the big boss. That's the big boss. It couldn't have been me, no matter what it was. Somebody put their hands on me, they catching these hands. I am from North Philadelphia. Instinct would have kicked in. You know what I mean? Remember I told y'all before, I've never cared when it was someone who was non-black as far as confrontation. I've never cared when it comes to that. Never. I will confront them quickly. That aside, though, People are trying, of course, I went and I did my research. I went to Yahoo and a couple other articles that I found because it's trending, it's viral right now. And the excuses that people are coming up with for this, instead of saying exactly what it is, most people are seeing it as racism, plain and simple. You know what I mean? Still want y'all to think racism a thing of the past when there are actually sundown towns that still exist. The government is aware of them. You know what I mean? If do your research, the information is free. There are sundown towns that still exist. Okay. The only thing, like I said, they respect is power. Get into your spirituality, get into your magic. How else you going to protect yourself? Just my opinion, anyway. Disrespectful, prejudice alive and well today. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, how else can you see that any other way? Know what I mean? All right. So let's get into a little bit of Bobby. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want y'all to hear something. All right.
And your species have, even if you don't have a mate, you're going to have to try to fight hard to understand that you are all one. And so these gender roles are going to have to go to an androgynous level. I'm not talking about on the sexual realm. We're talking about mind here. We're talking about advanced esoteric and metaphysics. This is what I teach. So we're not talking about the sexual aspect. But we are talking about a god called, the goddess Shiva. And you know, Shiva is nothing but a form of Osiris and Horus. But there's an entity called Shiva Hermaphrodite. So we're talking about, and they show pictures of them, both male and female, Shiva with one breast, and on one side is a female and one side is a male. Well, that's nothing but his mate, Shakti or Parvati, when they make a sacred union through heterosexual sex, but they come together in unison as one entity. So you're going to have to, in order for you to become whole, you're going to have to take, if you're a male, you're going to have to take your, search for your female counterpart within you. And if you are a female, you're going to have to search for your masculine counterpart, which is in you, because all of these are expressions of the goddess. You understand where I'm coming from here? We're talking about advanced occultism. We're not talking about your religiosity. You can't trace your shit back, but 2,000 years, you out of the loop. You see what I'm saying? So this don't include no Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, although, now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you that you're hell, yeah, you need to abandon that shit. We don't do bullshit. Let's sit up here and tell you that lie. Come on. It's just like mathematics. You find out that stuff is nothing but a derivative of something ancient. You need to get with the ancient shit.
Get with the ancient shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we give you too much excuses and you'll go back here. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff is male chauvinist murder cults.
You
see
I hear that.
And these are the worst ones, especially Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. You see what I'm saying? These things, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so, you know, I'm just trying to tell you these are nothing but fragments or edited pieces of a greater mystery. And so if you, now if you want to feel good about yourself and you want to just mess around and feel good about yourself and you can tell yourself all this stuff here, you know, and you go back there and pray, or you don't eat no pork or whatever type thing you don't do to get your whatever, then you can play around that way. But if you serious, getting to the other side, then you need to be honest with yourself and say, well, have this stuff really helped me? Or did it help me feel superior over others, over my woman?
There you go.
Over other black people that don't, you see, agree with what I'm dealing with. So we'll be on that. This is in 2004. You should have been jacked off on the other stuff enough and bust enough nuts on all that old crazy shit to get to the true stuff. So we're talking about the primal aspect of where those things came from. You see what I'm saying? So in that particular case, what we're talking about here is going back. We're talking about this particular union, and I'm going ahead of myself because we got a lot to cover. But just to encapsulate what I'm going to be talking about today, some of this stuff is real simple. So you're going to have to reach into you and find out the aspects of the actual, of what the soul is actually dealing with. And it's not dealing with so much the physical gender roles. It's more dealing with androgyny. You understand what I'm saying? It's more dealing with androgyny. And so the problem here is you only register what I'm talking about, feminine and masculine, on a physical level based on either sex or based on your gender roles, and that's based on culture. What we're talking about is the primal essence of the soul, which is beyond the physical body. But certain expressions of the soul is manifested in the physical, but you're going to have to find out what is that particular half that I need to put together. So we have gone beyond all of the stuff. Like I said, I've come before you the last 13 years, and I've given cabinets full of esoteric information from the cosmos on in. And what happened is once you become so elevated in this, then it becomes real simple. If you notice, most of the masters, it's the real simple stuff, because that's the stuff that you miss. It's simple, but it's sublime.
Simple.
You see what I'm saying? Simple,
quite clever.
but quite clever. You see, you heard that before.
Bobby's the man. Bobby is the man. So y'all heard what he said. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're gonna be in it, it's be in it. You know, ego has no place in occultism whatsoever. You know what I mean? Is it helping you if you're actually doing it, or are you doing it to feel superior over everybody else? It's like, I know this and you don't. You know what I mean? There are some people out here who do it just for that and just to have an audience, you know, fame and fortune. You see what I'm saying? And look what he said. Men and women, I've read this before, I'm gonna read it again. Men and women were separate entities at war with each other in the star system of Orion. The reptilians first created an androgynous being to stop the war, but also incorporated their own genetics within them. Even the human sexuality is about war. The reptilians made us one, the Lyrians separated us. Okay. Adam was originally one being until through genetic experiments pulled apart into two. Male and female was one androgynous life form, and to this day, male is 40% female, 60% male. Female, 40% male, 60% female. By pulling man apart, they can now create slaves for what needs to be done originally to mine gold. Okay? This is at Azazel's book. And if you read anything about the Dogon who charted the stars, who charted the universe way before they had this machinery and this technology, who did astrology before astrology, you know, said that the Nomo were beings that came from the sea, half man, half amphibians. See what I'm saying? They called them the Nomo. All right. They still exist because the law department is part of it. Exactly. Oh my God, I love Bobby. I've had dreams where he's come to me. He's mischievous. Really? He's right though. Yeah. See, funny. Word. Androgyne. Android male, genes female. Thanks, Bobby L. God damn, I just had a sense of deja vu. Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. Namaste. Bobby going to deep waters with this one, spitting that knowledge. I need to go to Mount Kailash to meet Shiva. Baba Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Something else I wanted to show y'all. Let's see. Okay. And then there's this one. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm almost there. Okay.
Nature. So I said, hey, how about Atlantis? And the first thing came out the brother's mouth when he was standing up at the podium talking is, hey, that's stuff that white folks deal with it, right? I got another brother back in St. Louis who had a similar conversation with about not Atlantis, but some other stuff. And, you know, basically I got a lot of books up here, so not a lot, but a few books up here that deals with a lot of things that's dealing with the hidden mysteries. So he said, well, all these white books on your shelf and shit like that. I said, well, ain't no nigga gonna write no shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, if it weren't for Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark and them, we would think that Egypt was white. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put aside all the other things about what these white scholars are saying, because ain't no nigga saying. I'm just saying that white folks have prepared stuff for us based off of their ego, based off of the fact that they think that this shit is theirs. But we know better than that. And even some of their scholars even admit that all these high civilizations that existed were black cultures. You understand where I'm coming from? So to show you some pictures, now it's a guy named Frank Joseph wrote this book called The Destruction of Atlantis. If you get a chance, pick it up when you get a chance.
Book suggested.
Now him and a couple other people, one guy named Hopgood, and even what's the other guy name? Even Aleister Crowley, and a guy Kenneth Grant who writes a lot of books dealing with the OTO, the Auto Temporal Orients. He even did some research, but this one thing that they found under the sea in the Atlantic Ocean while people was trying to discredit them was this right here. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can really see that, but that's a blurry picture. But this is a pyramid under the water in Atlantis, in the Sea of Atlantis. As you can see the fish and everything and shit, you know. But white folks can afford to do this. We can't go and do no scuba diving and shit and get all these machines and go down in the waters of Atlantis to find. But these are what they found. Now, the other thing is this. When I first wanted to put this lecture together, I said, well, it was about a month ago. I guess about a month ago, I was like, well, you know, I got some other stuff I want to deal with, but then one of the spirits that I deal with came through and said, hey, look, you need to do the triangle thing. I said, what is the triangle thing? They said, well, you know, a couple years ago before you went out to New York to do the conference, we were showing you some triangle shit, but you got off course and you started talking about some other stuff. I said, okay, well, I don't know what that is. So when Professor Griff called me up and we and him got to talking, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a title for a lecture. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of stuff I can deal with, you know what I'm saying, but it'd just be some chaotic stuff dealing with the magic stuff. If any of you all have seen my tapes, you know, you know that is what I deal with. But when he called me up, I said I didn't know I didn't have a title of a lecture. But the spirit said, hey, the rise of Atlantis. I said, the rise of Atlantis? I said, well, how's niggas gonna come out to see a lecture about Atlantis? You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, hell, put some black shit on it. In a spiritual black revolution or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Then brothers and sisters might show up for that, because most of us haven't grown to that level yet, or don't even have an understanding. Nobody even told us about some of these things. You know what I'm saying? But when I was doing my research, what I found is not only what I found years ago was that Atlantis, the place that we call Atlantis, was the university of the planet. At one particular time, Atlantis was where everybody went to get higher knowledge before ancient Kim, right? The pre-dynastic Egyptians who built the pyramids 25,000 years ago. That stuff they tell you about the pyramids built about 6, 7, 8,000 years ago is some bullshit. The brother named Dr. Charles Finch, he proved it, that the pyramids was over 25,000 years, because it hasn't even been any rain in Egypt nor tropical land in over 25,000 years. And what he had found in the pyramids on the pyramids was water spots and shit like that. Which had proven that those pyramids were built in a pre-dynastic era. What the dynastic Egyptians did was come in, wipe shit off the wall, and put shit on as in a name. Okay? Now, according to some of these other things. Now, it's a brother I used to kick it with back in St. Louis. His name is B. Farai. And he was really heavy into the Olmecs and shit. Real heavy into the Aztecs and the Mayans. And there's a spiritual book they got in America, the Native Americans got, called the Popol Vuh. If anybody get a chance, get your hands on that book. It's a real good book to get your hands on. The Popol Vuh. The Populvuh. It's the two words, Popol Vuh. But the brother used to deal with the Olmecs and stuff, and he turned me on to a lot of information with the Olmecs years ago. But what I found is this. When I was looking through pictures for pyramids, I found this picture, number one, of Atlantis, of a pyramid in the water, and then I also found this picture. Now this picture right here is a civilization in Mesoamerica, Central America. Now these what you call the Mayan and the Aztec civilization. This is a high civilization.
Where do you also see this at? You see this in the movie. Somebody help me out. What's the movie that Mel Gibson did? It's totally in another language, but Apocalypto. Apocalypto. You see that kind of a structure. Peace and blessings, Olefe. I first came up on that knowledge of humans being androgynous on Spirit Science channel. I've heard of that channel. I have heard of that channel. If you are a member of my Patreon, I did put the MO tablets of Thoth there. You know what I mean? Please take it. Please read it. You know, getting people to read these days is like pulling teeth, but I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just saying, you know, nobody likes to read anymore because they got a phone and they can just go look at a TikTok video. You know what I mean? But there's some information here, you know, and they copyrighted though. They did like really copyright protect this particular document because I was trying to highlight some stuff to read to y'all, but it wouldn't allow me to. You know what I mean? It's not I want to sit here and read to y'all. That's not something I want to do, you know. But as you can see, page 3 is very, very important because it talks about what Rudra was just saying. You know how these great civilizations branched out into like South America. His vast wisdom made him ruler over various Atlantean colonies, including the ones in South and Central America. See what I'm saying? But this is some great information, but pay particular attention to page 3. Okay, it's the preface. All right, page 3. The particular group of priests bearing the tablets immigrated to South America where they found a flourishing race, the Mayas, who remembered much of the ancient wisdom. Among these, the priests settled and remained. In the 10th century, the Mayas had thoroughly settled the Yucatan, and the tablets were placed beneath the altar of one of the great temples of the sun god. After the conquest of the Mayas by the Spaniards, the cities were abandoned and the treasures of the temples forgotten. Another book that you should pay attention to or you should get. It's called the Book of Soul Retrieval. Okay. The Book of Soul Retrieval. How to use magic. Let me show y'all this book here. This is that book. How to use magic to heal your soul. Okay. I don't know how to Petrucelli, I guess. You know, but look at the table of contents, y'all. Energy management, gratitude for life, enemies, embodiment, magical practice basics. You know what I mean? Simple, clear, and right. It gives you a couple different rituals to practice. The cleansing rite of the goddess, you know, advanced preliminary rites of soul retrieval, the use of your blood in magic, the use of baneful or cursing magic. You see what I'm saying? This is one of those books you want to have. The rite of cursing Nibiru and destroying its influence over you. Woo! The rite of destroying the artificial moon's influence over you. See what I'm saying? Heavy, heavy information in that book, you know. Of course, this is all my opinion. You know what I mean? This is a book I think you should have. There are actually Egyptian rites that can help you go into past lives and things like of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Peace, Technique Twin. Who heard of the forgotten sunken city off the coast of Cuba? Not heard that. I'll be very honest. I have not heard that. You know, but let's go back to Brother Roots right here.
What most people don't understand is the Mayan and Aztecs were all black people. The Mayans and the Aztecs say that we came from the Olmecs, that our ancestors are the Olmecs. One of the gods even said in his writings that not only are my ancestors the Olmecs, but my ancestors come from Atlantis. Okay, now since most of us have seen Olmecs, I'll just give you a little picture. This is an Olmec. Just like they did in ancient Egypt when the white man invaded ancient Egypt, he smacks the nose off of them. Same thing here. If you don't believe it, believe this. That look like my cousin Junebug. Straight up and down, right? Okay, so we there's no doubt in our minds now that these people right here that you see on the screen are black people. Is it? No doubt. Do anybody doubt it in the room? Nobody doubts it, right? Now, the Olmecs has particular rituals they do, and according to what I've studied through different texts like the Rayleigh text and things of that nature, that also they had a game on the island of Atlantis similar to the game of football. Well, Olmecs had a game also, and as you can see, if you look right here, you'll see the helmet. Right now, let me show you something else. Now I ain't used to this because I'm used to like putting slides and shit on. So this is some new shit for me. I ain't never did this before. As you can see, here you got this right here, this helmet. This is the old time helmet when the NFL first started. The ritual every Sunday. Somebody causing a fire. They probably come in here. It's hot up in this motherfucker. But anyway, here you go. You got, as you can see, you got the helmet, right? It's similar to the helmets right here, right? Did you see this? This is an Olmec. If you can see this, I hope y'all can see this. Here is the 3-point stance that they do in football, right? Okay. Now, my queen brought this to me. She say, you know what? As you see, if you ride down the highway, you might see a picture of Walter Payton or somebody on a billboard. You know what I'm saying? She said the Olmecs, they did that because that was like their billboard. They built a Stonehenge to show, hey, this is how we honor our gods. And this is what you call war games. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why in American history, the biggest ritual is put off every year is the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do to give honor to our gods. Because they don't have no other gods to give honor to. You understand where I'm coming from? Let me show you this thing here. Let me get in. They was talking about the ball games now. They said ball games, rubber ball games have great antiquity throughout the Americas. And recent discovery of several rubber balls at the Olmec site of El Manati near San Lorenzo confirms that the game was played by the Olmec. Archaeologists working in La Venta 20 years ago discovered that they have hypothesized the remains of a ball court there, and it is possible that such ball courts were also a part of the architect at the Olmec centers. They said the ball that they played with was just a little bit smaller than the head. I mean, which is similar to what we call football. So this is no wonder they do all these rituals every year. And these rituals are actually to keep us in a particular lockdown or a particular paradigm, like Professor Griff was talking about earlier. In a particular paradigm, they do these rituals for that particular purpose. So I want to prove some things on the Atlantis thing. Let me see. And then also, then most people don't understand. Most people don't know this, but the place, the capital of Atlantis, once Atlantis was sunk, became the place that we know as Louisiana, New Orleans, or Louisiana, which was the oldest city in America. Everything else was modeled after that. You know what I'm saying? We had a high civilization in Atlantis, and we had a high civilization in the Americas. As a matter of fact, it's a sister. They call her the priestess. What they call her? The empress of the Washita, of the empress of the Washita nation.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there, and he's absolutely right about everything. Once you start digging, I guarantee you, all this information is gonna wow you. The shit runs deep, y'all. It really runs deep. This is why I study ancient civilizations such as Babylon, Atlantis, Assyria. You see what I'm saying? Someone was asking what the name of the book was again. It's called. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get to your comments. It's called The Book of Soul Retrieval. Enoch B. Petrucelli with Sarah, I guess. I guess. How to use magic to heal your soul. You know what I mean? A lot of good deep shit in here. Where else are you going to see? Excuse me. The magic of Atlantis. You'll see it in another deep book that I keep telling y'all about. It's called the Voodoo Gnostic Workbook. Okay, particularly the very first chapter. You know what I mean? I'm going fast because I'm trying to show y'all the cover. This is what it looks like. Okay, the Voodoo Gnostic Workbook. It has the magic of Atlantis also in this book. Okay. All right. So, okay, that's just some stuff I went ahead and highlighted there. All right. Let's see, where was I? Okay. This again is highly advanced occult knowledge. Okay. Remember, my thing is either do it or don't. Don't dabble around with the shit. You know what I mean? All of this stuff is just it's advanced. And unless you reach a certain level, it's gonna seem like nonsense to you. It's gonna seem like babble to you, unless you're at a certain level. Okay. This is why I stress all the time. Do your own research. Can I get a copy of the Book of Soul Retreat? Of course you can. Namaste, Katrina. Of course you can, Sharon. You know you can. Don't. What's the saying? Say less. Caribbean androgynous like the Timucua Indians from Jekyll Island. I think she's talking to you, Caribbean Grimoire. Sarah's great to talk to, and her brother Enoch Petrucelli. There's a chakra removal technique in the book. Oh, that's what's up. Caribbean Grimoire, you never cease to amaze me. You never cease to amaze me. Good shit, brother. Good shit. Peace, brother brother Moore. On your way to Houston today, be careful. I was just saying at the beginning of this that the traffic and the people here losing their minds on a daily basis, particularly here in Texas. Stay safe. Keep hematite or keep some kind of iron in your car. Protect your car. Use the violet flame to visualize as you're driving. You see what I mean? All kind of protection, y'all, because this shit is just getting worse and worse and worse. All right. Yeah, it's a great time to be alive, as we say. at the same time to witness all this bullshit, though. You see what I'm saying? It is fucking ridiculous. You know? What was the point I was trying to get to? Oh yeah. You have to actually dig to find information on Atlantis. And they'll only give you bits and pieces, like in the Aquaman movie. You know what I mean? That was an actual real indigenous civilization, y'all. Okay. There's a book that I have that I'm also going to show you. Here's yet another book that has a lot of great information in there. Okay. Called The Magic of Atlantis, Frank Nippo. This is that book. The real source of the Necronomicon. The real source, the magic of Atlantis. Remember, I'm always saying how deep, how advanced Necronomicon system is. Okay. So imagine that if this is the real source of it, you know what I mean? It has to be some powerful chthonic shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, the first chapter, the old ones, called The Magic of Atlantis. Another great book on this culture is The Secret Museum of Mankind by Manhattan House. Thanks for the assist. I never heard of that book, but I will look for it as soon as this is over with. Wow, soul retrieval. That's a shamanic practice. Indeed, it is. Voodootronics, Technique Twin. You and Caribbean Grimoire be on it. Y'all be surprising me. But yeah, Voodootronics is in the Voodoo Gnostic workbook. Like I said, I go to that book and I've had it since 2008. So I've gone back to that book at least twice a year. Okay. I keep going back to it. The more I advance, and when I go back to it, I find something else and something else. It's a very thick book. It's about 600 something pages. Okay. Will you put that in the Patreon? Which book? Be specific. I will put it in the Patreon, but which book are you talking about? Which one are you referring to? It's the same Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta is worse. I think it's worse. They say you got to be ready to fight or shoot in Atlanta. Got Hematite on standby. Keep it on me. That's what's up. About to take off, but we'll rewind this back when we land. Peace. Hey, namaste. Get there safely. I say that with all sincerity. You know what I mean? All sincerity. You know, these people are losing their minds, and y'all should have known that 4 years ago when they got that thing. Y'all should have known this was coming. So protect yourself at all times. See what I'm saying? The Soul Retrieval book. Yeah, I can put that in the Patreon. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Soul Retrieval. Yeah, I can do that. Just because you asked me, I can do that. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Like I said, there's some ancient techniques, Egyptian techniques that allow you to astral travel as well. Okay. All these ancient civilizations, they're not there just because. They weren't advanced just because. Okay. Magic was a part of their lives. All right. If you're into the tarot deck or reading the tarot, the deck you should really have once you become at a certain level is the Thoth deck. It's the Crowley deck, the Thoth. This deck right here is very complex, though. I bullshit you not. It's a very complex deck. Okay. Here are some of the cards in it. The Thoth deck is all that, but it's complex. It has many different, each card has many different meanings, not meanings, but interpretations. You see what I'm saying? There are several layers to it. This is definitely one of the decks you should use the book with, okay? Because he goes through, that's any tarot deck. Any tarot deck, You should work with the book before you're able to work with it intuitively. All right. The Book of Thoth is a classic. Be quite honest. It is a classic. Let me show y'all this real quick. This is the Book of Thoth. Okay. Um, this is advanced. That's all I can say. Let's see what I highlighted. Tarot is a pack of 78 cards. There are 4 suits, as in modern playing cards, which are derived from it. But the court cards number 4 instead of 3. In addition, there are 22 cards called trumps, each of which is a symbolic picture with a title itself. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated, as will appear later, by the structure of the universe, and in particular of the solar system, as symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah. This will be explained in due course. Okay? The origin of this pack of cards is very obscure. Some authorities seek to put it back as far as the ancient Egyptian mysteries. Me personally, I think it goes back further than that. Others try to bring it forward as late as the 15th or even the 16th century. And of course, the Moors had something to do with it. But the tarot certainly existed in what may be called the classical form as early as the 14th century, for packs of that date are extant. And the form has not varied in any notable respect since that time. In the Middle Ages, these cards were much used for fortune telling, especially by gypsies, so that it was customary to speak of the tarot of the Bohemians or Egyptians, when it was found that the gypsies, despite the etymology, were of Asiatic origin. Some people tried to find its source in Indian art and literature. They're here. No need to enter in discussion of these disputed points. It is supposed by some scholars, blah, 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 blah. Know that when they say stuff like Asiatic, guess who they're talking about? You can draw your own conclusion, but that is the Book of Thoth. Like I said, it is a classical work. There is methods of doing magic by tarot by the author Donald Tyson. Any of his works is great. He's a modern occult author. Me, I tend to go to the source. I go to the old ones. Eliphas Levi, Crowley, of course, Kenneth Grant, Pascal Beverly Randolph, Black Herman. See what I'm saying? I go to those old classical ones. But Donald Tyson is a good one. It's a modern retelling of ancient classical grimoires. That makes sense. Exactly. Did you see the guy shooting at the cars in Southern California? No, I didn't see that one. I think, is that what Brother Moore just sent me? Before we go on airplane mode? Let's see the, yeah, damn. Good looking. Brother Moore sent me something. Look at this one. Shooting at random people. Wow, he just shooting at people. A local father of 4 dead and another driver injured. He just shooting. Wow. Fucking wow. Look, man. I pray that y'all stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't stay to myself because of fear. That's not why I stay to myself. I stay to myself because I have a disdain for people. You know what I mean? Like I said, I knew this was coming, but not to this extent. I really didn't know what to expect. And so a lot of times when I see shit like that, I'm shocked, but not really. You know what I mean? So stay safe, y'all. Like seriously, stay safe. Um, anything you can do to protect yourself, please do it. Protect yourself and your loved ones and your children, those you love and care for. See what I'm saying? It is not a joke. This is what they wanted, though. I promise you, this is what they wanted. This is why they did it, what they did. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fucking shame, man. Fucking shame. I would like to get in the Patreon. Maroon Beauty. Hey, I didn't even see you sneak in here. I'm sorry. What's up, Maroon Beauty? Hope you're doing well. Respect. Brother Dawood spoke on knowing how to do tornado damage in the Voodoo Gnostic workbook. Technique Twin. I'm telling you, I have recommended this book for years. Only those who are on that level not even know about that book. Okay. Like I said, and this is not a flex. Only people who are at an advanced level will understand what's being said in that book. Okay. Except the first 10 chapters, anybody can use. Anybody can use the first 10 chapters. Okay. Anybody. The rest of it is advanced shit. It's adept shit. I promise you. Okay. Here lies your power. All right. In these magical systems, I keep recommending. Okay. The Jabberwocky is being damn. I ain't seen that word in a long time. Sister Righteous, the Jabberwocky is being activated. I ain't seen that word in a long time. Caribbean, they practice a lot like the Sons of Cain. I just got a hint of deja vu, like you spoke about Thoth like this before. I may have touched on it briefly. Yeah, he emptied the clip. Yeah, I may have touched on it briefly, Technique Twin, but I don't think I mean I could go into it, but the Book of Thoth, because I have like 7 tarot decks. I don't stick with just one. Okay. I use different decks for different purposes. But when I want an in-depth answer about something and I'm dealing with a client, I will go to the Thoth deck. Okay. It's that detailed. You see what I'm saying? My normal deck that I use for everyday reading is called the New Orleans Voodoo deck. That's the most spiritually driven deck, in my opinion. I also use the Voyager deck a lot. And Azazel Bay, of course, introduced me to that particular deck in his lecture, Galactic Nightmare. All right. This the type of lame stuff you see happen when there's not enough time happening in the world to the so-called powers that be. I totally agree with that, Technique Twin. You know, again, this was all part of the plan, though, to destroy all this shit, to just like literally destroy it. Okay, they can't have it. Damn if you're gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Thanks for joining me, everybody who came. My Cherie, Technique Twin, Sister Moonfeather, Brother Konami, uh, Brother Moore, Sister Righteous, Maroon Beauty, Sharon, um, Empress KK, Caribbean Grimoire, uh, my daughter, Princess, Bobby L, Tosh, anybody I miss, Olathe, okay? I'm about to get on out of here. I want y'all to have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for joining me. I'm the one and only, the diabolical Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all next time. Stay safe. As I greet you in peace, namaste.